Hello friends, in this video we are going to discover the top 10 worst cities for dating in the US. Are you having a hard time dating in the United States? If so, you may likely think you are the problem. Sometimes the reason could be the city you live in. Perhaps, your city has more women than men. Or your city could be full of people who do not take dating seriously. To increase your odds of getting into the dating scene, we will identify the worst cities for dating. If your city features among the worst cities, you will be able to decide what to do next. Without further ado, below are the worst cities for dating in the United States. Kindly make sure to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon before we start this video about the 10 worst cities for dating in the US. Now let's dig deeper into each of the top 10 worst cities for dating in the US. Number 10. Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte tends to be a quiet city for the most part. According to Hello Landing, one of the reasons is that bars and nightclubs close as early as midnight. This is limiting for people who prefer to date at night or those who are only free at night. If you want to date someone from the nightclubs, consider visiting Miami or New York. Another reason the city is quiet is due to the laid-back nature of the population. Most people do not come out to spend time in the city unless there is a major festival. Their laid-back nature has to do with the fact that they do not socialize much. That is not to say that they are not friendly, but they usually stick with their small circle of friends. This city is therefore ideal for people not looking to have an active social life. There are plenty of single men in the city, yet a good number are not looking to date. One reason is that they are paid so well. As a result, they can spoil themselves with luxurious items. If they date, they may no longer be able to spoil themselves since they have to spoil the woman too. Number 9. Houston, Texas. Houston does not offer a lot of options for dating venues. According to Houstania Mag, it offers 64 restaurants and 26 entertainment options per 100,000 people. On average, a city should be able to offer 78 restaurants and 44 entertainment options per 100,000 residents. With few dating venues, you will spend a lot of time looking for one. That will quickly get frustrating for your date, and they may not be eager for another date. Another reason the city is bad for dating is that it is spread out. That means the nearby dating venue from your house could be very far. It, therefore, becomes necessary to own a car. However, not all people can afford a car, especially those who are fresh college graduates. So, you have to commute by public means for the time being. This city is particularly dangerous, especially for women. That is because of the high rise of sex trafficking in the city and Texas in general. So before going on a date, ensure you inform your friends or relatives of your whereabouts. Also, you can come with a friend to the date. However, you should ensure they are far enough to still see you since privacy is key in dating. Lastly, ensure you meet in public and not at anyone's home for a first date. Number 8. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. In this city, you will be lucky to meet many people to date. However, quite a number of people in the city date only for sex. Once again, women will find it hard to date in this city. Men tend to keep their options open, so you will find many of them here. So, if you are not looking for anything long-term, then this city may not be bad for you. If you desire a long-term relationship, you may have to look elsewhere. Or, you could try your luck since you can always get one ready to settle. Dating in this city is challenging for youths. That is due to the city's high population of senior citizens. According to the University of Pittsburgh, the population of older adults was 20.5% of the entire city. On the flip side, this city would be good to date if you are a senior citizen. It is not uncommon for a person in their 20s to date someone in their 60s. If you are a young person who does not mind about age, this city is suitable for you. Some people like to date when it is warm outside. Unfortunately, you will experience fewer sunny seasons in the city. As a result, the city is mainly cold, and it is worse during winter. The temperatures can go as low as 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Some roads get covered in snow during the winter, which greatly inhibits movement. Also, some people would rather stay at home than endure the cold temperature outside. Therefore, your odds of going out on dates reduce significantly. Number 7. Atlanta, Georgia. This city is competitive for women owing to the low ratio of men to women. According to there are 97.95 males per 100 females. As a woman, you will have to do what you can to get a man constantly. However, you can still get one without trying hard despite the odds being against you. Another challenge of this city is the high rise of older divorcees. Most of these divorcees are wealthy. So, if you are not rich, you have to grapple with the fear of your man/woman being snatched. They commonly frequent Buckhead, so try not to go here if you can. Number 6. Winston Salem, North Carolina. Unless you are familiar with the lingo in this city, you will experience some communication barriers. Half the time, you may find yourself asking your date what they mean, which could easily get infuriating. Some terms are familiar, like bless your heart. However, the phrase quit being ugly may be foreign to you if you are visiting. It seems like an insult, yet it means you should stop being troublesome. Winston-Salem has some of the nicest bars and restaurants. The problem, however, is that they do not open past 10 p.m. This is a hindrance to those who like going on night dates. In this city, you will mostly have to limit your dates to during the day. Dates are romantic when you walk with your partner. Sadly, the city is not a walkable one. For instance, the city has short trails. The only walkable areas are outside of downtown. Nonetheless, the city is planning on making it walkable. Number 5. Louisville, Kentucky. Are you a fan of sports? If not, you may have to be one to be able to date in this city. The rivalry between the University of Kentucky and University of Louisville fans has been ongoing in this city. When you date, you will be asked which team you support. Also, you have to ensure you choose the right team. If not, you will not have a second date. It may seem like hyperbole, but that is how seriously they take sports. After dating someone for a while, you may expect them to move in with you. Residents from this city are usually reluctant to move into someone's house. That is because the cost of housing in this city is cheap. According to Rent Cafe, the average rent for an apartment is $1,158. They may be good if your house is cheaper than theirs. Number 4. Detroit, Michigan. It can be hard to trust online dating since people can lie about themselves. If a woman dates in this city, she will likely date a liar. One of the things they lie about is saying they do not have children. We understand how hard it is to admit you are a parent during your date. However, lying about your parenthood is not something you can conceal. So if you are particular about a man's fatherhood status, press him on this matter. Some people like to have their first dates in a restaurant or park. That is not the case with this city. Most people in Detroit like to meet in bars. For them, the bar is an ideal place to meet the singles. The challenge of dating in a bar is that your date may be distracted by the other singles. A major drawback of this city is its insufficient public transit. That means the city lacks ample public transportation, like buses and subway stations. If you don't own a car, you have to rely mainly on people movers services. As a result, this limits your chance of going on dates. Number 3. Minneapolis St. Paul MN. Minneapolitans are generally vocal on issues, particularly politics. At some point, they will discuss their political ideologies during the date. However, some people are uncomfortable addressing the subject on the first date. So, if you date in this city, prepare to talk about it on your first date. It will even be worse if the person is vocal about a political ideology you do not subscribe to. When you converse with Minneapolitans, prepare for the awkwardness that will ensue. They tend to become nervous if you innocently strike up a conversation with them. In fact, some may assume you will follow them to their car when all you did was greet them. In such an environment, you are likely to stay single for a while since people are not free with others. Another dating challenge in the city is that they tend to be very close with their friends. If you date a Minneapolitan, you will meet their friends at some point. However, they will have a hard time inviting you to their circle. Number 2. Wichita, Kansas. Online dating has complicated dating in this city. For instance, you may go out on a date and notice that they are flaky. One reason is that the person knows they have options. This can be the case if you have 10 matches on Tinder. So, you must try your hardest to impress the person on the date, lest they date someone else. The city operates like a small town. When you date a person in this city, you will likely find yourself in an entanglement. For instance, when you date a person, chances are high that they have dated many people. That increases the chance of you meeting their exes, which is awkward. If you fancy dating in bars, you will be rather disappointed dating here. The bars in this city are few, so you will spend some time looking for one. Additionally, they do not operate the entire night. Number 1. Kansas City, Missouri. Residents from this city like to spend a lot of time in their area. They are not particularly fond of traveling for more than 20 minutes to the venue. That means you will have no choice but to visit their home. Soon, you will find your dates limiting since you may want to switch things up a bit. For instance, you may want to visit a restaurant instead of always visiting their home. Another complaint about dating in this city is how inauthentic the residents can be. You may date a divorcee or homeless person without your knowledge. On these dates, you will have to be good at probing people. Well, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content of this video, click the subscribe button so you can receive more content like this. Post your thoughts on the worst places among the top 10 worst cities for dating in the US in the comments below. I'd love to read them and I'm sure others would too.